In this course, I'm going to be using Sublime Text in order to build our project, but I also recommend using Visual Studio Code. If you don't want to use Sublime, you can use Visual Studio Code, which is also one of the best IDEs out there. So I'd recommend it if you don't want to use Sublime. Therefore, I'm gonna be showing you how you can use Python in Visual Studio Code. So I have created here a file. Here I have created a file called test.py on my desktop. Let me show you that. As you can see, I have created a file called test.py, and I have just created that file to show you how you can run a Python script in Visual Studio Code. So let's just run a very, very simple Python script. Just print, and then I'm going to print this is Python from VS for Visual Studio Code, and then let me save. And let me show you how you can run your script, how you can run a Python script in Visual Studio Code. First, you need to go to your extensions, and then you need to install an extension called Python, which is provided by Microsoft. Just click on it and then install it. So since I have installed that extension already, it's going to say here on install, but you need to click here on install in order to install it. And once you have installed this extension, all you need to do is that you need here to click on run and then start debugging, and then you need to select Python file. And here it's going to say select Python interpreter. So you need to select the version that you are using. I'm using Python 3. So I'm going to be using this one, Python 3. And I have also Python 3 in another directory here, 3.7.1. So let's choose this one. And let me run our project. And if you click on run without debugging, it's going to run your project. And as you can see, it's going to say here, this is Python from VS. So it worked. It worked, and now you can use Python in Visual Studio Code. And if you want to change the Python interpreter, you can click here on in the bottom. You'll find 1.7. Click on it, and then you can change Python if you want to use Python 7.3.6 or in another version. You can select it from here, and it's gonna also work if you run your application. As you can see, it executed the code, and here it says this is Python from Visual Studio Code from VS. And if you want to change the programming language to another language, just click on Python and then select another one from here. If you are using Visual Studio Code for other projects as well, you can change the language from here. And finally, for the extension, you can always uninstall the extension. If you just decided to remove the extension, just click on it and then click on disable or uninstall.